What's good, everyone? I am the Mouth of the South. We're back here today with a top 10 list video. These always tend to do well on the channel, so I never know why I tend not to do them as often as I perhaps should according to the YouTube algorithm, our mighty overlords that are the YouTube algorithm. But basically, you can expect one or two more videos like this at the moment, because this silly cunt here has fully perforated his eardrum, which means this ear, this cunting ear right here, completely fucking deaf. So when it comes to doing any reaction videos or listening to music or anything like that that involves me actively listening to something, I can only listen to half of it, because this ear no work good. It's bad ear. Chuck it out, throw it away, it's not good anymore. So no reaction videos for a while. Very sorry about that. In the meantime, how about you go check out Queen of Damnation? Available on iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, Geezer, all the other good ones, YouTube Music. It's on my YouTube channel. If you haven't checked out Queen of Damnation, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Go do it! But nonetheless, you clicked on this video because you saw the title and you're fed up of me rambling and you want me to get on with the topic of today, which is the top 10 drummers in deathcore. Now, this may get controversial and I may have some hot takes, and we all have our own opinions, same as we all have ourselves. Most of them stink, so that's absolutely fine. If my opinion doesn't match up with yours, it's okay to have wrong opinions. It's totally fine. It's your opinions that help the good ones like mine perforate to the top. You know, it's just what happens, and we thank you for your time and your being here, because frankly it makes us... Are you done choking, little man? Yeah, he's good. Because frankly, it is your opinions that make ours look just that much better. Now, I do just want to start off this top 10 with a few honourable mentions, but before we even get to that point, I'm going to go over what I class as would make a good drummer. So, in terms of what makes a good deathcore drummer, you've got to have a little bit of panache, a little bit of finesse, a little bit of style. You got to be throwing in them fills. Those fills have to be different and unique to what other people are doing. You've got to be able to blast. If you can't blast, what's the point in you being a drummer in deathcore? Get the fuck out. How good your footwork is, how creative you are with your actual drum beats, your drum patterns, your time signatures, all of that kind of stuff. How cool your kit is, that's a bit of a factor for me, and my partner, who's just over there, will disagree with me on one of the guys on the list because she hates Bobby Crow's drum kit. Spoilers for later in the list. And overall, they've just got to be super fucking sick. You know, you can't have any just basic 4 to the floor every fucking song. You gotta have a bit of something going on. So let's get in with the honourable mentions. Starting off, we have Mike Caputo, formerly of Brand of Sacrifice. Then we have Pablo Viveros of Chelsea Grin. Now, I think he's still in the band, but I'm not sure. He's taken, like, a lot of time off, and I know Chelsea Grin said, like, he's not being replaced, but it kind of seems like he's been replaced. But the fact that man can play as well as he does, and when Alex Kohler was in the band, the fact that he was the best vocalist in the band as well was, like, in-fucking-sane. Like, homie's got some sick chops vocally, and the fact he can play and do vocals at the same time, beast. And lastly, I went back and forth as to whether this guy made the top 10 or whether he was just an honourable mention. But my Discord spoke for me, and we have Anthony Barone, formerly of Shadow of Intent and a number of other bands, as well as being a session drummer himself. Now let's crack on with the actual top 10 itself. Starting with number 10, a man who I saw behind the kit very, very recently on my birthday at a show. We have Danny Strasser of Mental Cruelty and also Worm Shepherd. He does the drumming for most of Worm Shepherd's new stuff, if you guys didn't know that. Danny is a absolutely phenomenal drummer. The first time I ever listened to Mental Cruelty was actually Ultima Hypocrita. Well, the first time I actually listened to them off my own back, I'd listened to Purgatorium before as like a Patreon thing, and yeah, was impressed but not wowed. And boy howdy did he wow me with Ultima Hypocrita. Like that drum feel just to start the song, going instantly into like a real nice blackened blast beat. Homie's got some insane footwork. His blast beats are really good, and he can keep his blast beats up for a really long time, as Mental Cruelty do tend to be the more black of the blackened deathcore, which I absolutely love. Everything off the most recent album is super solid, super fucking sick, and I have changed my opinions on that album as well. So I was formerly not a fan. I'm a big fan, giant fan. Call me a wind turbine, because that's how big of a fan I am. And also, his work on the new Worm Shepherd stuff is insane, and it shows a lot of real diversity to be able to play in Mental Cruelty and do stuff for Worm Shepherd, especially when in Worm Shepherd they are handling more of the beat down, black tonguey kind of side of things at the moment. So it's nice to see a bit of diversity. Next up, we have Josh Miller of Darker US Baby J, and also formerly of Spite. Now, the fact this man can play drums as well as he can play guitar for Darker is insane. The man has some real fucking groovy beats, both in Darker and in Spite, and also he can blast. He's got good footwork. He has some of the nicest fills ever. Like, his fill work on Dedication to Flesh is really well done. I love his cymbal work, but my favorite actual drum piece from Baby J is actually something that's very simple, but something that I love that he did, and it's in Looking Glass, which is my favorite Darko song. And it's when he goes from like doing like a doo ba 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 ba, like going really ham on the kit, and then just go doo ba doo ba, like during the same little section. It's insane. I'll play it for you in a sec. It's awesome, and he's an amazing drummer. Fucking love him. Next up, we have Aaron Kitcher of Infant Annihilator and Black Tongue. Now, Aaron Kitcher recently wowed my girlfriend. I played her a Black Tongue song recently, and instantly, it was the opening to Parting Soliloquy, and she very, very quickly just went, that poor drummer. Which is the first, like, I listened to Lorna Shore, I listened to all kinds of heavy bands, but the fact she actually picked out the drummer for Black Tongue, of all bands, is like, I think it says something. And Aaron is just insane. As I previously mentioned with Danny, the man can play the fastest shit known to mankind with Infant Annihilator. We've all seen the Cunt Crusher playthrough, where he is just going absolutely insane. Oh, but he plays with triggers. Everyone plays with triggers! You still have to hit the fucking notes. It's insane how fast that man can play. And the fact he can lay down some, like, heavy grooves with Black Tongue as well. Insane. The man well and truly deserves his spot on this list. And possibly the, like, most legendary drummer on this list, if that makes sense. Like, he harkens back the longest out of everyone I've got on this list, potentially. I don't know. You can tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Next up, the man with a golden sparkly drum kit that my girlfriend hates. It is Bobby Crow of Signs of the Swarm. I saw him behind the kit recently on my birthday. In fact, just up here, I have got his drum kit. His entire drum kit. I'll tell you what, it was a heavy walk home from that show. I've got his drum stick of his front row. It's very fucking sick. And he handed me this at the end of the night, and then said he saw me on Instagram as well, which is very, very sick. But Bobby Crow is insane. He's the most solid deathcore drummer out there, in my opinion. Like, he can do everything well. He can groove well. He's got really good feels. He really knows how to hit fucking hard, especially like in the death whistle breakdown at the end. Like, homie's going hard on those toms and on the fucking china. Dude's a heavy hitter. Dude is a monster. Next up, another drummer who I've seen live this year, we have Bryce Butler of Shadow of Intent. The man plays such amazing death metal drums. But like, the man plays death metal drums with finesse. You know how like Phil Bozeman looked at death metal vocals and went, that's cool, but what if we did that and tried a little more? That's exactly how Bryce Butler looks at death metal drums. He looked at death metal drumming and went, that's cool, what if I tried just a little bit harder? And he adds a little bit of finesse and panache onto it, and the fact the man does it with the biggest grin on his face, like you can tell he's just having the best time behind the kit, is awesome, and I fucking love it. Next up, we have Leo McLean of Immortal Disfigurement and formerly of Worm Shepherd. Now, the fact he can go from slow-ass songs like The Raven's Keep and provide such an awesome, like, funky groove to that almost, with his nice double bass work, like, that's so sick. And his recent work in Immortal Disfigurement, particularly in the song King, is insane. Man proves why he's, like, one of the most wanted drummers in deathcore at the moment. And the man plays such a tiny kit as well, but he makes it sound huge, which is a huge feather in his cap. That's fucking awesome. Next up, we have another drummer who I saw this year. I've seen a lot of drummers this year, guys. We have Brandon Zaki of Enterprise Earth, and also the new drummer for Whitechapel since Alex Rudinger left. And let's just say, my god, I don't think I've been more impressed by watching a drummer live than I have been Brandon Zaki. Like, that man was beating the fuck out of his kit, but making every note sing. I don't think I've ever heard a drummer use dynamics quite so much in a live setting. And he's fast, he's groovy, he's funky, he can lay down the most simplest of beats, and he can make the most simple of beats sound really technical, and the most technical beats look really simple to play. He is that good. His work on The Chosen is awesome. We're slowly hearing little bits of him with Whitechapel, with like little demos that Phil and that keep teasing, and I'm just really excited. He's a heavy as fuck drummer, which fits so perfectly with what Whitechapel are cooking. Speaking of Whitechapel, we're going to go with next the best drummer they have ever had in Alex Rudinger, formerly of Whitechapel, of many different bands. He's working with Jared Dines quite a lot on all his solo stuff. The dude is just an insane drummer. I love his drum setup with just like a shield wall of toms around him. It's so good. And again, the man plays with such finesse, and his dynamic work is really good. He thinks about grooves differently than most drummers would, where most drummers would think about just doing like, oh, it's a tom breakdown, so go no, he's like, he's everywhere around the kit. He's got a big kit and he utilizes every single part of it. It's insane. I also love just how tight he has all of his cymbals wound, because like, to get an actual like crash cymbal, like a nice soaring crash, he really has to hammer the fuck out of it. And that again shows real finesse and real hand-eye coordination. The fact that he can hammer the fuck out of a crash cymbal here whilst keeping like some light little ghost notes on the snare and having his feet do different things. Like, one of them's keeping the hi-hat going, one of them's working on this like fucking 2/8 beat or some shit. The dude is insane. He's an octopus and we fucking love him. we're on to our top 2. Now, these two were very, very hard to pick apart, but I went with the only thing that I could do in the end, which is favoritism. So Rich leaves number 2 spot to go to Yevgeny Novikov of Slaughter to Prevail. I've never seen a man look at Slipknot drums and go, he's not fast enough. We must play faster. We play heavier. We play more aggressive. And fuck you at the same time. Like, it's ridiculous. The man really, really does know his grooves. Like, honestly. And the fact he plays like Vinnie Paul, with, instead of hitting the drums with this part of the stick, he holds here. Because as if the motherfucker wasn't beating the shit out of the kit like it owed him money enough, he had to go an extra step further and just really smash the cunt out of this kit. And he's so fast! He's unbelievably fast, to the point where the stuff that he does in Slaughter to Prevail could be considered slow when you look at some of his previous works. Like, the man does fucking blast beats like you've never ever heard of. His like machine gun blasts are in fucking insane, and the man really does just sound like an AK-47. Just trigger down non-stop, and like the fact he can do it live is insane. The man is a fucking beast. I can see why Alex Terrible only likes strong men, because his strong man played drums in his band. And lastly, I think you guys all knew this guy was coming. It's Austin Archie of Lorna Shore. Who else would it be? The guy is simply insane. I don't think I heard drums that fast until I heard Lorna Shore. The fact he can go from playing the fastest shit known to mankind to like the slowest, heaviest, sludgiest crap ever, and mixing in all kinds of bells and cymbals, and always working on his toms as well. His fills are delectable, they're delicious, I love them. I love like the constant little, he will constantly go back to the hi-hat whenever he can. I love how small his kit is, yet he makes it sound huge. The guy is just insane, and we fucking love Austin Archie, and the fact he does it all whilst looking half asleep is a madness. Editing Mitch here. Also, who the fuck told Austin Archie that he can just fill for an entire chorus of a song? Like, that shit should be illegal, but I'm glad he fucking did it. The dude is a fucking beast! That is it for me today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please like, share, subscribe, do some naughty things in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the list. Let me know who your favourite drummer is. Let me know what you think of me. And other than that, you've been wonderful people.